Bitcoin, for the first time in its entire history, doing things it hasn't done before, proving that this time is different and not in a good way. So we're going to look at that in depth, focus on the facts in the charts, on the BLX. That's what we're going to do. So hit the thumbs up button if you like the video, and let's get right to it. So going all the way back since the liftoff of Bitcoin, right? So we have all our moving averages, and you can see. Let's look at it plain and simple. Let's start with this first bear market here and note what this moving average is, the 50-month EMA on the monthly chart. So 50-month averages. We briefly tapped it off of 2015, right? The bottom of the bear market once and twice, and then go time, right? New bull market. Let's fast forward and zoom in to the next bear cycle. And what do we notice here? Not only do we, tap it, but we go below it for several months, right? These are monthly candles. We go below the 50-month EMA. So proving that, the last bear market, this bear market, by definition, a little bit more rough, right? Below the 50-month with multiple candles, right? Then here's our COVID. Fast forward to the COVID crash, piercing yet again the 50-month EMA. But where did we avoid? The 100-month. Now, the 100-month just came into fruition back in 2018 because that takes some time to do. 100-month moving average. Now, fast forward yet again to this bear market. Not only are we closing multiple candles, monthly candles below the 50 EMA, but now we're breaching the 100-month EMA. So far, we've only tapped it. We have not closed below it, although we really tried to do it last month. So the close happened to be 16,532, and the monthly EMA was at 16,700. So just roughly right on it, right below it. All right. So that's the facts, right? We are closing below the 100-month EMA for the first time ever, but it's seemingly that the pattern is maybe not that broken after all, because, right, pretty rough here, a little bit more rough, and more rough, right? So it's getting worse. It's sinking lower per bear cycle. So the next bear cycle, will we go below the 100-month for multiple times? Will we do that this time? Will we go below the 200-month EMA when that ever comes to form, right? But this time is obviously different, right? It should be eye-opening by now. I'm sure you have seen this before, but wanted to make it as simple and clean as possible. Some bigger things going on. If you put on the Heikin Ashi candles, right? These show you momentum. So it's a little bit opposite of regular candles. And what do we see here? Well, if you have your shadow on the lower part, that is where the momentum is swinging. So with all of these shadows going back, we're going back over 8 months before we even had an upper shadow here, really. You may briefly on November, but for the most part, downwards momentum, monthly candles closing. Going back to our last green candle was our all-time high at 69K. That's the last time the Heikin Ashi monthly candles show any sign of major upwards momentum. Last green candle right there, November 2021. So what do we want to be watching for? I'm glad you asked. An upward shadow, right? Let's go bigger than that, and maybe even a green candle if we're asking too much. Look at all the red, right? Red, 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 everywhere. On the Heikin Ashi candles, you want to see an upper wick, right? That's showing that the bears are trying to push the momentums upwards. So opposite of regular candles, right? On these candles, an upper wick showing selling pressure. And conversely, if we have a lower wick, right? If we have a flush, right? Think of the COVID flush out, right? Look at this long tail, right? That's showing buyers coming in and pushing us back up. So if we have a move down to whatever K that your favorite YouTuber says, that's what we'd want to see. If we can have a nice recovery and a close, if we have a flush down and kind of rip the band-aid off and then kind of recover, and we see a candle print like that, then yeah, we have a good chance of the bottoming in and us moving on. Now, could that happen this month, next month, or 6 months from now? Of course, right? There's no guarantee when or if that even happens, but that's what we want to be watching for if we do move down. A slow bleed could continue for months on end, right? So that's not what we want to see. We don't want to see a slow bleed out. We want to see a candle like this if we're going to move down, or just kind of a U-shaped kind of recovery like this, right? This could take months to form as well. We could be in a wider version of that, right? We could be looking at something like this, going in kind of a bowl shape like this. We could be looking at fall of this year now, right? Happy New Year. We could be very boring New Year. It could be very boring if we do something like this, right? But those will be the signs that we need to be watching for. So zooming in a little bit on the weekly, what's the proof that we need to see, right? Multiple weekly candles above the moving averages. We're below all of them at this point, right? So look at the EMA 8. That's step 1, but we've done that before. Step 2, EMA 14 in the purple. We've done that before. We've at least tested it, but we haven't closed above it since the only rally of 2022, March of 2022. That was the only closing weekly candle above the EMA 14 in the purple. So there's your line in the sand. If you want to just be hands off until we close a weekly candle above that to be more safe, kudos to you, right? Patience is what the bear markets are made of, just survival. So closing above that, that's your wake up call, right? That should be your alert. Set your alert when price crosses that line, EMA 14. So if you needed to do that, you right click and you right click on your trading view. You can add an alert for a certain price or even crossing a certain moving averages, whatever one you want. So I would suggest the EMA 14, not because of what I say, because of what the charts say, right? The EMA 14 has not been closed above since March of 2021. So we'll see, maybe March of 2022, excuse me. Difficult to get into the New Year's mindset so far. So will we have a green spring rally? Who knows? But until the proof is there, the downtrend remains intact, right? Down for the past 12 months plus, and you can see these red volume spikes. It'd be nice to see a green volume spike. So if we see an upwards momentum move, an upwards push up to 18, 19, whatever K, we need to see volume confirming that move. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. But bearish until that's step 1. What's step 2? The 21 EMA, right? 21 EMA is only, again, right there. If you want to get super conservative, and I'm not going to buy until we're almost certainly, right? Nothing's certain in crypto or in life, but uncertainty, right? You can play the odds, and that's what you need to be doing. But if you want to be ultra safe, you need to wait until we get closer to the 200 week, right? We're bearish until proven otherwise, and really the 200 week is the line in the sand for the big bulls to show up, right? 25K will have plenty of upward side. If you want to be ultra safe, wait till then. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Quote of the day: "A people free to choose will always choose peace." By Sir Ronald Reagan. I don't know if it's a sir or not. Car of the day: Lamborghini Countach, both old and new. I didn't like the first one. I didn't like the new one at first, but it's growing on me. So I went ahead and got a model for Christmas. So Merry Christmas to me. Countach in the model size is probably all I'll ever get. I think they're like 4 to 5 million. They only made a handful, and they have like the Sion back end. What do you think about that? I don't know. That's why I didn't like it at first. They copied the Sion, the Lamborghini Sion, which you can have. I have more of. But that's car of the day. Lamborghini Countach, like it or leave it. That's it. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for joining me. First video of 2023. We'll try to do videos every day from now on until, barring I get sick or die or quit or a holiday maybe, right? Other than that, try to do at least a YouTube video a day. So thanks for watching this long. If you have, like, subscribe, and follow us on Twitter and Telegram. Both linked below. I'll see you next one.